Somebody's looking at him. We're on now. Greetings, family. Welcome back. We're going to. We're now going to bring you the next UB2B, and like I. Oh, we got a honking there in the background, Mark.
Sorry about that. I'm trying to get John to come out.
No, okay. Then I'm gonna mute, and I'll come back in about 1 minute.
Yeah, he's still playing cards. So.
I'll hold, but he's got a good hand. Either way, I'm gonna hold on.
Yep. Here, he's just walking out the door right
Thank
now.
you.
So a couple
Perfect.
minutes.
Perfect. I'll be back in 1 minute.
Perfect.
Well, ladies and gentlemen, welcome back to another one of your Frank UB2s. It's good to be with you. And this one is going to deal with some bank stories. Now, what we have is the first one, like I told you, it's going to help us to understand what's going on with the Delaroo machine. And then the next one is, you remember yesterday at the end of our UB2B? It was at the very end of our UB2B that I read you a post that somebody had made in our forum. And I said, oh, look, these are two businessmen. They're two brothers. Remember that? Well, I'm going to have them come on because they have something also that I want them to talk to you about. Remember, every one of these bank stories is to bring you valuable information. This one's on the Delaroo. You're going to love it. And the next one is going to be on taxes. So, with that in mind, let me go ahead and see if I can get started. John and Mark, are you with me?
Yes, we are. Yes,
Oh,
sir.
praise God. I want to thank you guys for being here. Thank you very much. Looky here. Ladies and gentlemen, these gentlemen are from Florida, Tampa, Florida area. They went to a Chase Bank. They're the ones that I showed you the Delaroo machine picture yesterday. I'm going to show it to you right now while they're talking to you. John and Mark, you guys decide who's going to go first, and the floor is yours.
Thank you. So there's like three parts of this story. Part one, I went in to the Chase Bank on a Wednesday and asked them exactly what you said. Are they going to be exchanging foreign currency? And lady at the tower said yes. I said, well, how are you going to verify it? And she pointed over and at a machine. I said, well, what is that? And she goes, a Delaroo machine. Is that the Delaroo machine? She goes, yes. So I went out. I'm like, so you'll be seeing me to do some more business. So here's John's part two story.
Thank you, Mark.
The next day, I went in and I went to the cashier and she says, yes, John. I said, can I see the wealth manager? She said, hold on. She took me back there and I started talking to him. I said, I've got a few friends that is going to be involved in this endeavor that we're putting together. It's going to be Mark, Terry, Wayne, and myself. And he says, well, what's this all about? And I said, are you going to be doing the dinar exchange? He said to me that he's been hearing this rumor now for 5 years and I don't see anything happening.
Oh, okay.
And I said, okay, do you have a Delaroo machine? No, we do not. And I said, okay, well, thank you. And I left.
And that was at the same bank that I was there the day before.
Isn't that something, Mark? So you got two different stories from the same bank. Go ahead.
Exactly. So John calls me up and tells me this story that he was just there, and they don't have a Delaroo's machine, and they're not going to be doing any exchange on the foreign currency. I'm like, well, I was just there the day before, but I didn't mention nothing about the dinar. So I was free the next day, which would be Friday, and I went to the bank, same bank again, and saw the same teller that told me that, yes, they do have the machine, and she pointed at it, and I go, you remember me? And she goes, yes. I said, I wonder if you could still help me. I said, the Delaroo machine that you pointed to, you still have it? And I seen it. I saw it right there next to her now. And she goes, yes. I said, would you mind verifying some dinar on your machine? And she goes, yeah, no problem. So I just happened to have some with me, and she punches on the computer screen of the dinar machine. It's a little screen, and she goes, well, I got to go to Iraqi dinar. And the Iraqi dinar was IQD. And the Iraqi dinar was IQD on the screen. I said, punch that one right there. And she punched the IQD on the screen. She put the money up at the top, ran it through, and it came up with the same amount of bills and the same amount that I gave her earlier. So it verified the dinar, and she goes, yeah, it's all verified. And she handed it back to me, and she pointed across, and not only one machine was up there this time, but every girl at the teller line had that new Delaroo machine in front of them now, 3 of them. And there's one out back. And this was all at the same bank that John was just there the day before.
Now, gentlemen, it was Mark.
Oh,
Go ahead. What?
yep. And while I had her right there, I had some dung with me. I said, can you verify that? And she goes, yeah, no problem. She gets back on that little screen on that dinar or Delaroo's machine. I said, that would be VND. So on that screen it says VND. She punched the VND. I gave her my dung. She put that machine, and that came up with the amount of bills and the amount exact. I said, that verifies it? She goes, yep, that's the machine that verifies your currency.
Your currency.
And then I saw the machine, it lists a lot of currencies on that screen that you could verify.
There's like a bunch of little tabs that went across, right?
That's correct.
And each one had a button that you could push, and you stick the money in the little tray, and then it
on the screen. Yeah, on the screen, she just tapped whatever it was that we were trying to verify. The VND, the IQD, it had a bunch of currencies on it.
Now here's the other thing that's extremely important, not only on the banks, right? Because you see, you said something important to me and my teams. You said that every teller had one, right?
The second day, or Friday when I was there, all 3 of them had that Delaroo's, the new style, up on there. Wednesday, there was only one there, and she pointed at the old ones off to the side.
Bingo. I was just going to ask you that. You hit the nail on the head. By any chance, now I know you saw the new ones, but by any chance, please tell me, did you see the old ones?
Yes, they were off to the left.
Therefore,
where she was standing.
Therefore,
they were off to the side. They weren't in front of the tellers in front there. So every teller had one of those Delaroo machines next to them to verify currency.
Well, therefore, allow me to give you my opinion about that. May I?
Yeah, absolutely.
Those are the new Delaroos with the new software. They recognize the old LDs, the old 3-0 notes, and they will recognize any future currency from that country too.
Yep. She told me Wednesday when I asked her, when I first went in there Wednesday, I said, are they the new machines? She goes, yes, we just got them in.
And that's the other thing I was going to add. The other most powerful thing, in fact, the most powerful thing, please repeat what you just said.
She said Wednesday she just got these machines in. And by Friday, there was 3 of them, and all the tellers had them. Yeah.
Wow.
She said there was another one. She said there was another one out back. But,
Yeah.
so there's basically 4 in that office.
Now this is John that I'm talking to, right?
This was Mark.
Okay, Mark. So Mark, you saw the old ones that were sitting in the back. They told you that we don't need to use black lights anymore, right?
That's correct. It's no longer verified with black lights and the internet watermarks. We run them through that machine. Because she said we just got these machines in Wednesday, and she pointed at the machine on the teller next to me, and it was sitting in front of her. We just got them in, she said. And I basically showed her Friday what the IQD Iraqi dinar initials were, and I had to show her what the dung initials were, VND. She's never done it before. Like, I was the first one that she's ever done that before, the verified foreign currency.
She told
they're just using it to run their money through the run account, you know.
Yeah.
And bring a bunch of U.S. money in. Yeah.
There's going to be a handful of currencies, and that's why that machine is a handful of currencies.
Well, it's a neat machine.
Yeah,
it's a really neat machine.
Normally, it doesn't
it's
have.
It's a little bit bigger than the old ones.
Normally,
and it's got that fancy screen on the front.
Normally, it doesn't have all of those currencies on there. I wish you would have taken a picture of all of those currencies. I could have used that. Hey, the other thing.
If I go back, I'll get a picture for you, Frank.
Please do. As clearly as you can so I can zoom in on it. I'd like to see the colors. It'll tell me which currencies
Oh, yeah.
You know what I'm saying. But
yeah, it was pretty neat to look. And she went to the next screen to get the IQD. The first screen with the U.S. on it and the screen was full of currency initials, but she had to go to the second screen to get to the IQD.
Gotcha. But but she says these machines recognize the 30 notes, correct?
Exactly.
There you go.
Yep.
There you go.
I had the exact amount of bills, and I counted them of Iraqi dinar, and it counted the notes, and it gave me the exact figure what they were valued at in the denomination on the bill.
It doesn't really matter too much about the LDs. We don't have any need for that here in America. But it could come into play, especially in places like California, Michigan, New York, where there's a lot of Arab people that will bring these LDs back to America. They can cash them in there as well. Well, what do you think there, gentlemen?
It was pretty exciting.
Very exciting.
Especially when John was there the day before, and the bank manager, wealth manager, said that they didn't have them.
Yeah, well, he was just ignorant.
He did mention the Iraqi dinar. I think that scared him.
I think so too.
When he said that,
especially since the next day when the Delaroos arrived and it had the Iraqi dinar logo or symbol, and they educated him about it. He's like, "Oh, that's what that guy Mark was talking about."
Yeah, the guy that John talked to was only comes there once a week.
Well,
I think he was a bank manager, not a wealth manager.
Any last things?
He said he had a business card.
Any last things you gentlemen wish to express with us?
No, but they had the machines there Wednesday. And one of them that I saw.
I want to say, excuse me, this is John.
Yes,
Frank.
John.
I want to say thank you so much for what you do. I've been invested in this for 2004. 22 years.
Me too. That's when I bought mine.
And there were so many other gurus before. And once you came on, every one of the gurus were gone for me. I mean,
we knew he was the right one.
You were the right one ever since that you got on. And I want to say thank you so much and bless you and your family.
The team, family, everyone, for all your devotion on this, Frank. We really appreciate it.
Who motivates the motivator? You just did. Thank you, gentlemen, for your story. And get back with me if you learn more, okay?
We'll do. I'll try to get a full picture screen for you next time.
Thank you. Yeah. I want to see, boy, if you get those pictures of those countries that are on that Delaroo machine, you know how valuable that would be. But I don't. I would never share it with anybody. Get it. Let's see what they
Oh,
got.
oh yeah, we'll do.
Thank you.
I'm
God bless
sure
you.
she'll let me.
Oh, I hope.
God bless you too. Thank you.
Let's. Thank you. Bye bye. So that was about the Delaroo machine. On a scale of 1 through 10, what do you think, family? Now, the next one is not so much a bank story per se, it is indirectly, but these are the two brothers that I read the story to you yesterday. An 11. Oh, they say it's an 11. What's they we give all the information, okay? Just re-listen. Now, what we're going to do is we're going to bring you another one. Robert, Robert, if you would, please go ahead and get ready and turn down the volume in the background. I'm about to call you, sir. And this gentleman and his brother are businessmen at this bank. They're well known, they are astute, and their community knows them, the banks know them. And what they want to tell you is something that they found out about taxes, which is what I've been telling you.
Hello?
Hey, Robert, it's Frank. Thank you so much for answering.
Hey, Frank, you're welcome.
I'm going to just turn it over to you because you're from Tennessee, correct?
Yes, sir.
And it was Chase Bank.
It was.
And I once said last week in one of my UB2Bs that when you go to a bank, clothes makes a man. but in this case, you and your brother, you were just dressed casual, normal, and you walked in there because, well, what I'm trying to say is that when you walked into the bank, even though you were not wearing a suit, you knew how to talk to the bank. You knew how to walk with the bank. Please, you had a situation there with J.P. Morgan. The floor is yours. Tell us what happened with the tax subject, or anything you want to share with us. Go ahead.
Okay, sure. Sure. Well, thank you very much for the opportunity. Hello, family. As Frank said, my brother and I, we stepped into Chase Bank yesterday with the intent of setting up a couple of savings accounts which would classify us as customers. And then in the questioning portion that took place when we were setting those up, which normally happens, we told the banker that we were there because we had an investment in foreign currency. And we wanted to prepare and become customers with Chase Bank so that we could have the benefit of the bank and of private banking at an upper level at JP Morgan in the event of an exchange.
Perfect.
And so,
perfect.
like,
Perfect. No,
yeah,
I said
so,
no.
so,
I was saying perfect. That's exactly what you're supposed to do. Go for it.
yeah, sure. So just like Frank said, my brother had scrubs on and a t-shirt and slip-on shoes, and I had steel-toed boots, jeans, and a casual shirt. But we're always dressed up on the inside is a good way to put it. And so he's correct. How you present yourself says a lot. So anyway, in communication with the banker put us in communication with JP Morgan, which was about a mile and a half down the road. And so, we had a conversation on the phone that turned into an invitation to come meet in person, and so we didn't expect it to happen the way that it did, but we wound up meeting our new upper level banker at the point that we have an event, an exchange event. So one thing that's really cool that came out of that conversation, though, is in communicating with the banker and talking about what they are able to do. And some of that stuff is stuff that you've never heard of before. It's a different animal. It's a different world. And so part of my purpose for putting the post into the forum last night was to encourage people that there's a new world that you're going to step into. And that new world has connectivity, it has resources, it has opportunity that you don't have access to right now. And so it's going to be a wonderful thing for a lot of people. But one thing that came out of that is I got to speak to Frank today. And before I spoke to Frank, I was praying about it. Lord, what do you want to do with this? And what came out of my mouth was this issue with taxes. And so I really think that's the main focus for this point right now. So, family, what I want to make you aware of is that in my pursuit of understanding the IRS tax code and seeking out answers from professionals along the way, this whole process started for me in 1991. And then I became invested, like Frank and the two fellows before, in 2004 is when I began my investment journey. So I actually spoke with the lawyer in Washington at the IRS, who is the top level lawyer, and he is the one responsible for IRS Code Section 988.
Wow.
In the process of talking to him, he was very, very kind to give me time. He spent 30 minutes with me. And I pled my case. I said, look, I understand that 1222 or 21, talks about long-term capital gains. I understand that 988 talks about currency transactions. I said, to me, the code seems a little bit obscure. And there are areas where it disagrees with itself. And I want to know exactly what my tax burden is going to be. So before I say any more, I want to tell you, this is not tax advice. I'm not a tax expert. I'm not a financial expert. I've never claimed to be, never will. But what it is, it's information for you to be armed with when you pay and deal with your professionals, okay? And going into this with your tax attorney, you have to understand your tax attorney is the expert, but the expert is going to need for you to do all the homework you can beforehand so you get the best benefit from them. So this lawyer at the IRS, I explained, I've got this foreign currency. I've had it for this many years. I'm still buying it, but I have so much of it that I've had for so long that I really just want to pay capital gains, long-term capital gains, and that's it. And he said, I understand you. I hear you. And I sympathize with you in your position. And I would feel the same way if I were in your position. But as a lawyer responsible for Section 988 of the tax code, and he actually wrote sections of that code, okay? So to me, I don't know that I could get a higher opinion than that. He said that if you try to pay 20% long-term capital gains, according to his understanding of his section of the code, he fully believes that we're subject to 988 at the highest level at 37%. So he's going to come after us for that extra 17%. Until his section of code and the burden based on his code is satisfied. So, I thanked him for that information. It was really useful information. But he did say this. He said, okay, look, there's one thing that you can do. Because the tax code is not really made for people with our kind of investment. It's different. So it's not. There's not really a section of it written for us because this is not done.
That's true. It's not done. That's what I always tell everybody. Wait till it happens, and then they'll tell you what your taxes are. But go ahead.
Right. So either the IRS it's a possibility. They may possibly issue a blanket ruling concerning us in our situation.
Yes.
That would be the easiest thing for them to do.
Yes.
I don't know if they'll do that. But as it is right now, the thing that you can do, and he told me this, he said that you can request a private letter ruling, a PLR, from the IRS. Now, there's money involved in that process, but what that does, you and your tax attorney will feed them back the code and how you believe that code applies to your unique situation. There's money involved in it, so if you're at a lower level, it's going to cost you like, I don't know, $3,500 or up to like $44,000, depending on what your annual income is.
Yep.
And keep in mind that your income just increased significantly. So however they allow you to average that out, you may be at a higher level, in that range. But what that does for you, and it takes about 6 to 9 months for you to get a result. But what that does for you is it gives you the specific right to pay your burden in the way they agreed to let you pay it, based on your argument and whether or not they accepted it in that instant only.
Right.
And only you, not your neighbor, not your brother, sister, friend, cousin, grandma, grandpa, mom and dad. It's only good for you and your social security number.
Case by case.
Case by case. It's case by case. So, keep in mind that your investment intent alone does not qualify you for capital gains treatment. That's the issue. And the issue is, and this lawyer over 988 admitted it. He said, because I spoke to another lawyer as well there at the IRS, he said, look, we actually disagree. And usually the argument that carries the higher burden wins.
Mm.
So if I'm just throwing this out there, family, so that you can be armed to have that conversation with your professional, okay? The worst thing in the world that could ever happen is for you to roll the dice and say, you know what, I'm fully convinced that, 20%, I've got my receipts and everything, and you know what, great. But 2 years, 1 year, 2 year, 3 years down the road, you can have the IRS come back
and change.
And then this guy is responsible for dispatching the lawyers who will prosecute you in court to get that other 17%. If your money is already invested and it's not liquid, that's a nightmare.
Yep, that's another problem. Remember when I told the family that you have no idea? You think it's been hard waiting for it? You have no idea. They're coming after you. And I said, especially our government, they have more ways to take your money away from you. And you can't do nothing about it. And then they can penalize you on top of it and take everything away from you. Yeah, people don't know what they think, oh, I'm rich, I got money. You got a headache, you got a nightmare. And if you're not prepared to go to war, you're going to lose the war.
Yeah. So, that 17% will include interest. So,
on top of that.
Yeah. So I just wanted to throw that out there so that people can be prepared.
I agree.
One of the most important results after this is when everything's settled and done, you can sleep very well at night. You know that the government is satisfied, everybody's satisfied. And the thing about that private letter ruling is it's irrevocable. The IRS cannot change their mind after that's issued to you. So it's permanent on that case only. Okay? Now, if you ever see this again and it ever happens again, you would have to do that request all over again, and they could deny it.
Yeah.
And if they deny it, you still lose your fees and costs, But we'll be at a level where that'll be small potatoes compared to that other 17% that we could save.
I agree.
Yeah.
My
So
brother,
that's kind of all I had, Frank.
all you had, my goodness, it's been a plethora of information. I thank you. We still don't know exactly, but we have a. I appreciate the the guidance of what you told us because there's more that we didn't know about. What these things
Sure.
that they can do to us. I appreciate it. Thank you, my brother. Good luck to you, and I welcome your call anytime. You hear?
All right. Yes, sir.
Thank
Thank you.
you.
Bye.
Thank you, sir. Bye, bye, sir. Well, family, that's your two UB2Bs. There's a lot of talk about the lifting of the three zeros, like we told you after the 25th. That's going to be hot. That's what we're seeing. The monetary reform education is being taught. Now, I will admit, there's still a lot of rumors out there. There's still a lot of rumors out there, but the monetary reform education is not a rumor. Thank you kindly for being with me. I'll see you tomorrow. We're on our way to a place called Waimea Falls. I don't think there's any way that we can video that place. This is a jungle. Every plant that is grown in Hawaii is this where we're going to go right now. It's like about a 2 mile long walk in a canopy of trees, and all these trees are very, very interesting. I like walking out there and talking to God. And I encourage you to talk to God about our UB2B. If you talk to Him about it, He'll correct us or He'll add to us, which only benefits all of us. God bless you. Sweet aloha. What started today? Good students. Bye bye. Yeah, isn't that beautiful? Let's show it to them. I found a fruit outside, Tink. Can I put it in my mouth?
No.
Okay.